Greetings to us and welcome to another video. This is going to be deck report number 16. This is going to be our last deck report with the January Forbidden Limited List section. After this recording, uh, I will start uh, renewing the deck reports and I will start them over for the new format, which is on today's recording, April 15th. I figured I would end this current season by showcasing you one duel that I had. This was against like the Snake Eye deck, and after I showcase you the duel, I can just show you a few notable changes that I did with my strategy, talk about the deck moving forward, and maybe some plans involving like the ban list in general. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. So this is me against Joe. He's a local player. This is one of his first times playing the Snake Eye deck. I am piloting the Centurion deck, of course. So since this is a pre-ban list, you'll be seeing like cards like, for example, the Link Rebos that is summoned. The purpose behind me showcasing you this duel is just to showcase you like Centurion in action. I haven't showcased you duels involving the Centurion deck like against the format. It's mainly all been theory, unless you've been tuning into the EJ gaming channel, um, where I have one recording with the deck. But yeah, um, so far this has been all standard plays like Tempo for Flamberge. He links into Linkuriboh. He summons the two Snake Eye monsters. You're gonna notice like a few misplays because again he is new to the strategy. Right now, he's just sequencing a lot of his plays. He's doing a Snake Eye Oak effect, sending Linkuriboh. That's going to summon him another copy of Flamberge or Snake Eye Birch. So now the Birch is summoned. Now he's doing the Bellstar Witch. The Bellstar Witch is sending the Flamberge. And now he's doing Witch Chainlink 1 and Flamberge Chainlink 2. This sequence is very, very important because I have both DD Crow and Skullmeister in my hand. The way he's sequencing his plays, that makes the Flamberge Chainlink 2, which means I can Skullmeister as Chainlink 3, and that negates the Flamberge. If he opted to make Flamberge Chainlink 1, I would be chaining DD Crow into one of his monsters because he has exactly two level 1 monsters. And that, depending on his knowledge of this deck, that might prompt him to use Linkuriboh in the graveyard to just tribute one of the other Snake Eyes. And that way he can dodge the DD Crow from stopping the Flamberge from resolving. Now, post April 15, that play is no longer possible, meaning that if we were in this exact scenario and this was Relinquish Anima, DD Crow or Skullmeister would have halted his plays regardless. That being said, he is halted by Skullmeister. He sets original. He's flipping the original. Original is going to be sending the Snake Eye Birch. He summons Jet Synchron. He synchros into Brawl Savage Dragon. Now post April list, this is no longer a play, but pre April list, I had Ghost Ogre just to contest the Brawl Savage. The ban list change is going to be very significant because now this Savage Dragon has to be like another synchro summon. we can talk about that in another video. But there are other options that you can play instead of Borolo Savage Dragon that I think could be viable in the format. I don't think the Snake Eye deck is gonna go anytime soon. I think what's mainly gonna happen is their plays are going to be changing a little bit in ends of the structure of their game plan. So that being said, he's still contemplating other plays. I did hand trap him twice, so it does put him in a very awkward position. He activates the Just Synchron, pitching the DD Crow, the draw. I DD Crow, so now his Just Synchron is gone. He's stopping top deck mode. I draw for turn. I normal Primera. He Ash Blossomed. I activate Stand Centurion. Stand Centurion sends Trudea. I special Trudea. I use Trudea's effect. I use Trudea's effect to put back in the spell and trap. This is going to net me Emeth. So I did. I had two options since I know he was top decking. Another option would have been, well, I cannot do that option because he Ash Blossomed the Primera. But if the Primera was not Ash Blossomed, I could have added Centurion Phalanx, and Centurion Phalanx would have guaranteed like a disruption on his turn. I attack with the Primera. I attack directly with Emeth. And I go main phase 2. And main phase 2, I make Legatia. So I activate Legatia, and the last card in his hand is Ghost Mourner. This is hindsight, but if I knew the Ghost Mourner was in his hand, I probably would have stuck with just keeping the two monsters on the board. And on his turn, just make it so I can use the stand up Centurion and Synchro Summon on his turn, because the Ghost Mourner is a trigger effect in the TCG and not a quick effect, while in the OCG it is a quick effect, meaning that there is a way this can miss timing if some plays are done, and I can make sure that I can sequence trigger in a way I dodged the Ghost Mourner. However, I did not know that the last card was Ghost Mourner, and this was a really good hit. If you're playing against the Centurion deck, this is the plays that you should be making. You shouldn't be going after the main deck monsters or like their tutorage for their synchros. You should just go after the synchros themselves. That being said, he I am forced to attack with the Legatia and pass. And now what he's gonna do is he is going to use original Sinful Spoils Snake Eye in his graveyard. That's going to put back the Oak and to add him Snake Eye Ash. The Ash is added, the Oak is sent back. He normal summons the Ash. The Ash is going to summon Poplar. The Poplar triggers. He has no legal targets for Poplar. That means he's only playing one Temple and one Original. So this is another thing that that is very crucial. Post Forbidden Limited list, this play is no longer possible. You cannot like link Kuriboh back from the graveyard and just spawn the Poplar. This is one of the big reasons Link Kuriboh got forbidden. it just gave the Snake Eye deck a lot of free resources for their monsters. So this is no longer a play that can be possible like post top decking. Another thing that he could have done is instead of spawning Poplar, he could have spawned the Flamberge Dragon. But you'll see that that's not gonna matter because they're going to be sending with Snake Eye Ash, and that's going to summon him another copy of the Flamberge Dragon. And the Flamberge Dragon is going to he's not going to use Flamberge field effect. He's just going to SP Little Knight instead. And this kind of tells you that he's still new to the Snake Eye deck. Um, like what I would have done on his instance is just use Flamberge effect to just push the Legatia into the spawn trap zone, and then link away the Flamberge into SP, and use the SP effect in order to banish like the stand up Centurion. He's sequencing his plays. He makes Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess brings back the Flamberge. He links those two away into the Ebla Whale. He's still figuring out his plays. He tries to attack directly. I told him that he cannot attack directly because of SP Little Knight. I draw for turn. And I activate the Trudea. He activates Fire Princess. And that's the end of the game. So that is game one. Now we're going to game two. We normal Primera. We add Stand Up Centurion because we don't have any rotation yet. We activate Stand Up Centurion. Stand Up Centurion sends Effect Vader from my hand. We place Trudea. And this play is no longer going to be occurring, but pre-ban list, this is this place that I usually was doing with the Bestials. Instead of opting to do the Legatia play, like always, I just ended on Baron and just have like the two monsters, Centurion monsters in rotation. And then I had Emblema Oath, which is going to give me Phalanx. So the plays that were done possible because of this was I had negation for whatever plays that he had. This is all under 4 summons, meaning that he cannot Nibiru. The other thing that was possible is that it gives me disruption from both the Phalanx, Dev Baron, as well as the Centurion monsters. This also provides me follow up. Well, alas, this play cannot is no longer possible because Baron the Floor is now in the forbidden list. Moving forward, I will explain my course of action when we go to the deck building process. But he gets Bonfire, Bonfire into Poplar. Poplar grabs the Temple. So this is what misplay that he did. He summoned the Snake Eye Ash. If I were in the Snake Eye position, I would activate Temple first, and then summon Ash because he knows that I still have the two Centurion monsters, meaning that I can just summon both Centurions and then like capitalize on his play. So he's summoning Ash. The Ash nets him Jet Synchron, and I'm going to capitalize on that misplay that he did and I'm going to activate both Centurions. Now I'm going to do Temple effect. I go do Primera effect. This summons Legatia. This adds me Centurion Bond. And now I'm going to activate Legatia's effect. Legatia's effect is going to pop the Snake Eye Ash and net me 1 draw. So I drew, and that pops the Ash. So now I have guaranteed follow up, and I still have the Baron negate, and I still have the Phalanx. He links into Linkuriboh, Popular effect, spawn back. He realizes his misplay after activating the Temple. Now he's going to place Temple. And he scoops. So the recording ends here, but basically, this is a 1-1 situation. I'll explain in another time what happens on game 3. But I just wanted to showcase you this duel because these are like scenarios that does happen with the Centurion deck. Now we're going to the deck building portion. So this is the current list that we have right now. I already made the changes post list, so you won't be seeing Baron the Floor on this deck list. And I'll talk about the game plan with the deck moving forward. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. So, 3 Primera, 3 Trudea, Emeth, Triple Abelion, Magna, Baldrake, Druis, Crow, Valor, Meister, Ogre, if I'm not mistaken, that's 23 monsters. Stand Up, Emblema, Talent, Regained, Bonds, Terraforming, Cold Belgrave, Centurion Phalanx, Imperm. And that puts us at exactly 40 cards. So now let's talk about the extra deck. Artemis, Dark, SP, Ding, Typhon, Chaos Archfiend. This card won me a lot of games last weekend. Pack Pit, Berserker, Dispater, Shenyan, Angel, Crimson, Calamity, and Double Legatia. Side deck, Ash, Droll, Duster, Triple Cosmic, Triple Twin, and Double Sullen Judgment. So let's talk about the changes. At the current moment, my replacement for Baron the Floor is going to be Draco Berserker. The other option that I opted for was Lina, the Light Charmer. That is another monster that I thought about playing in this extra deck. This is mainly a placeholder. When Legacy of Destruction arrives, this might become Centurion Auxilia. which is the new Synchro monster. For the most part, these cards are not going to change. I think all these cards are very crucial to this extra deck. I think we're going to soon enter a format where people are going to capitalize on the summoning mechanics of other decks. So you should be playing your Link monsters. You might encounter the Dimensional Barrier a lot. That is one theory that some players are having. With Baron the Floor no longer being part of our end board, one of the possible end boards that we can do is end on Shenyan with Phalanx. That is one in-game plan that we can do. Another plan that we can do is we just keep the Bestials in our hand and we just disrupt our opponent with both the Bestial in transitioning into Chaos Angel. That is one other play that we can do. Another course of action is just end on Mespilito Knight as part of our end board as well, just to like dodge certain cards and dodge removal, like mass removal. I think mass removal is going to be a lot more common next format. Stuff like Evenly Mashed, Lightning Storm, just to give like a few examples. So it's going to be very important on how you like craft your end boards now. As far as the main deck though goes, I think I like everything at the moment. No longer having Baron the Floor does hinder a little bit of the game plans involving the Bestial monsters being in our main deck. However, I still think the Bestials are going to be very important this format. I think we're going to be in a scenario where a lot of games are going to involve light and dark strategies, monsters in the graveyard, people using stuff like FF Baylor. I think one hand trap that should be respected in this format is Ghost Ogre. I think Ghost Ogre is going to be a very common hand trap next format, which is unfortunate for us because it means that crossout for Ghost Ogre is going to be in the format. Which is one of the main reasons why I'm playing DD Crow and Skullmeister. These are just cards that people are not commonly playing in their side deck or in their main deck, which means you don't have to worry about crossout hitting these cards specifically. You're more worried about crossout hitting cards like Valor and Imperm. With the with the limitation of Thunder Dragon Colossus as well as Arch Nemesis Protoss, our game change is going to play a change for those strategies if they do become popular in the future as well. I don't think those cards are going to be like the biggest detriment into a Centurion deck. I think it's just a matter of just matching your sequences and your resources. We do have plays that can play around those cards. But yeah, this has been deck report number 16. This is going to be our last deck report involving the old Forbidden Unlimited list. Moving forward, we'll be talking about the later lists and other decks that are going to be prevalent in the format. Well, yeah, I hope you found this video informative and to your liking and understanding. More videos coming soon. Keep practicing and keep dueling.